Hello, this is Jeff Malone. X is silent here with a review of the October 5th episode of Saturday Night Live with host and musical guest Miley Cyrus. That's the October 5th, 2013 episode. And first of all, let's mention one of the greatest things we've all ever seen. The We Did Stop the Government, that I'm sure, like myself, everyone else has watched at least 20 times since Saturday. Just incredible how well Miley's song We Can't Stop and its video matched up with the government shutdown. It just, if you need to, examine the lyrics of the original and compare them to this version, and be amazed at how little was changed and how well that worked. And overall, there was so that was the best sketch, obviously. And overall, I thought this was an excellent episode. 2 shows in, that's the best show so far, and a strong contender for the best episode of the season. We'll see how the rest of the year goes. But looking at reviews on the rest of the internet, not everyone loved it. Some reviewers were like, "Yeah, really bad." And I'm looking at these reviews and I'm wondering if some people's general distaste for Miley prevented them from really giving it a fair chance. But some people did have legitimate arguments about why they didn't like it, and I just happen to disagree. But whatever. Let's let me go through the rest of the sketches in basically the order of how good I thought they were. So after We Did Stop, the sex tape with Miley and new cast member Kyle Mooney. Maybe I'm overrating that one a bit because I'm such a huge Kyle fan, but it was still definitely good. And then Morning Miami. That was a great one. The cheerleader sketch with the aliens that showed up. It seems like I'm in the minority in liking that one. Maybe it helped that I watched it online. I think they might have replaced the live version with the dress rehearsal version, because I don't think I saw all the technical snafus that apparently happened during the live version of that sketch. But those snafus don't generally bother me either way. And I thought it was a delightfully weird sketch. And the 50 Shades of Grey screen test, it's always a winning formula for SNL. And the backstage at the VMAs cold open, decent way to address that. Good seeing Vanessa's Miley impression show up in a sensible way. And then the Piers Morgan Tonight sketch was pretty good. And the Girlfriends Talk Show sketch was decent. Poetry class was okay. Had some good moments. The monologue was short. So short and not long enough to really get bad. Could have been memorable if they'd made it longer, but whatever. Really the only problems I had with this episode were in Weekend Update. The Shannon Sharp commentary was great. Jay Farrow's, he's a good impressionist, and especially appears to be with sports commentators. So hopefully we'll see some more of those in addition to that one and his Stephen A. Smith. And Jacob the Bar Mitzvah Boy, that one's still pretty good, recurring bit. The rest of Update, it wasn't awful. I'm still no fan of Seth, and Cecily's still getting into a rhythm. Only his second show, but hopefully she figures it out. And I didn't really like Kate McKinnon's mom character, who was a huge fan of Grand Theft Auto. Although I read some reviews that seemed to love it. I just thought it was too obvious. Her performance was fine, but whatever. So the only really bad thing I thought there was about the show, other people seem to like, so it must have been a great show. And it was. And Miley's performances were pretty good. She has a funny voice, but she's got a good voice. I think so, anyway. Her songs aren't too deep, but she can pull off the pop ballads. And if you don't like her, then it probably means you just don't like pop music, and that's fine. But some people do, so I enjoyed it. Yeah. So next week we've got Bruce Willis hosting for. Because God knows why, but I'm fine with it. And Katy Perry's the musical guest, so it should be a different show than this one, which is good, because good or bad, you don't want to repeat the same thing as last week. So check out my full sketch-by-sketch breakdown of this episode on my blog, Jmunney, that's JMUNNEY, .wordpress.com, and then I'll see you next week to talk about Bruce Willis, and